What's up guys, I'm Vince the Longineer. So we are in the middle of summer and it's been pretty hot and dry in my area for quite some time. In this video, we're going to go over some tips that you can use to keep up with your lawn in this heat, so stay tuned. Lately it's been hot. I'm in southeast Pennsylvania with perennial ryegrass, and during the months of June and July, we've had a total of 46 days with daytime highs above 85 degrees. 21 of those days exceeded 90 degrees. On top of that, it's been extremely dry. Only 4 days of rain in June and July. When it's so hot and dry, your lawn is more susceptible to disease, weed, and insect infestations and bare spots. It can also cause the grass to go dormant. Now, summer dormancy is not necessarily a bad thing. It just means the grass plant is focusing its energy on its roots. And for the most part, if your grass goes dormant, it will be okay and eventually come out of dormancy when the weather cools down and the lawn gets more water. However, in extreme conditions, say after 3 to 4 weeks without water, the lawn is likely to start dying off. Currently, my lawn is struggling and I can see it. Earlier in July, I posted a video about the state of my lawn. I'll leave a card to that video above. In that video, I discussed what I'm seeing due to the heat and some of the actions that I'm taking to help keep the lawn green and prevent it from going dormant. I actually plan to post monthly updates of the lawn so you can follow along and see the progress from the applications we do here on the channel. So make sure you subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of new content. The most important thing you can do is water, water, water. You see, your lawn absolutely needs water to survive. Without water, the lawn will likely go dormant and be at higher risk of dying altogether. There are 2 types of watering we're going to cover here, and those are deep and infrequent waterings and afternoon cool downs. For deep and infrequent waterings, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to water long enough so that the water penetrates deep into the first 6 to 12 inches of soil. The recommended frequency for watering is about once every 2 to 3 days. Everyone's soil and irrigation system or watering setup is different, but a general rule of thumb is a ½ inch of water every 2 to 3 days, or about 1 to 1½ inches of water a week. It's important to let the soil dry out in between watering to push roots deeper into the soil and search for water. Letting the ground dry in between watering also reduces your chances of disease or fungus from developing. The timing of this deep and infrequent watering should be early in the day to allow the grass to dry before nightfall. Leaving the grass wet overnight creates an environment favorable for disease and fungus. In the summer months, it's also important to do a daily cool down watering in the heat of the day, like early afternoon when temps are at their highest. This is a short watering of about 5 minutes to just cool down the grass and give it a bit of relief from the summer heat. I don't have a traditional irrigation system. Instead, my yard is small enough to manage with a few impact sprinklers I have on timers around the inside perimeter of my yard. To reach further out towards the street, I water with an oscillating sprinkler when watering deep and by hand when doing an afternoon cool down. The next best thing you can do is to stay off the lawn. Take lawn furniture off, try not to walk on the yard, try to keep playtime on the yard with the little ones to a minimum. Keep equipment like your mower off the lawn. You want to minimize this foot traffic to avoid additional stress on the grass as well as avoid unnecessary compaction of the soil. The compaction makes it difficult for the air to get to the roots. One of the first signs of heat stress is how the grass bounces back after stepping on it. In a well-irrigated lawn, the grass blades bounce back quickly. However, on a heat-stressed lawn, the grass blades become beaten down when stepped on or rolled over while mowing. Here's a clip from my soil sampling video. I'll leave a card above if you're interested in checking that out. This was done in the heat of summer and you can see the foot traffic on the yard. The lawn is stressed and it's not bouncing back like it normally would on a cooler day. Luckily, we had some rain a few days later. This brings us to the next point, which is to mow less often. For cool season grass types, the summer heat naturally slows down the growth rate of the grass, so if you go a full week or possibly even 2 weeks without mowing, depending on your fertilizer schedule, you should be okay. Now, if you have to mow, try mowing at night when temps are cooler. This is in an effort to reduce foot traffic, as well as keep heavy equipment like your mower off the yard during the heat of the day. Also remember to keep your mower blades sharp. Mowing is actually a stressor on the yard. The sharper the blade, the less stress you'll put on the grass. I'll leave a card above to a video I did on sharpening mower blades. Keep them sharp. While on the subject of mowing, you should also mow taller. most grass types like to be mowed tall. In general, taller grass grows deeper roots and you want roots to get deeper into the soil where moisture may be present. Tall grass will also shade out weeds and fuel the turf to outcompete weeds for nutrients. Speaking of nutrients, mulching your grass clippings is a great way of putting nutrients back into your soil. But if you feel like you need a little bit more of a push on growth, consider a reduced rate of fertilizer to spoon feed the lawn with nitrogen. Nitrogen drives the growth of the plant, and driving growth is actually an added stressor to the lawn. The typical bag rate of fertilizer puts down about 3/4 pounds of nitrogen. To understand what I mean by bag rate, every fertilizer will have the weight of the bag posted as well as the total square foot coverage of that bag. In the case of Milorganite, a 32-pound bag will be labeled to cover 2,500 square feet. Since we typically talk in terms of pounds per 1,000 square feet, the bag covers 2.5 1,000 square foot areas. Therefore, the bag rate for Milorganite is 32 pounds divided by 2.5, which equals 12.8 pounds per 1,000 square feet. The analysis on the bag of Milorganite is a 6-4-0, or 6% nitrogen, 4% phosphorus, and 0% potassium. That means that 6% of 12.8 pounds you are putting down over a 1,000 square foot area actually equals 3/4 of a pound. If you're going to put down fertilizer, consider applying a product that has a good amount of potassium. Potassium increases turfgrass tolerances to extreme temperatures. StressX is actually a product manufactured by the Carbon Earth Company for yard mastery and contains 4% nitrogen and 25% potassium. I'll leave a link in the description below to where you can pick that up. So if you do decide to fertilize in the heat of summer, consider backing down to a ½ pound of nitrogen or less. I'll leave a link in the description below to a great calculator I use to help quickly back calculate how much fertilizer to put down for the desired amount of nitrogen you're looking for. The calculator was developed by the University of Missouri and is a great quick access tool to have on hand when calculating fertilizer amounts. Don't forget to measure your yard. I'll leave a card at the top of the screen to another video I did on various methods how to measure your yard. Another thing you can do is consider the use of biostimulants and humic acid. Now, there are some biostimulants that specifically state on the label to avoid application when temps are above 85 degrees, so make sure you read the label. However, products containing humates or humic acid are great soil amendments that help the soil retain moisture. These are products like Humic 12 from Greene County Fertilizer Company, Hydrotane, and Root Hume from Simple Lawn Solutions. I prefer liquid applications, but you can also find these products in granular form. Just make sure to water them in, since the point is to get these products to penetrate into the soil. I'm telling you, this stuff works. Lastly, do not spray or treat for weeds. This is typical when temps are above 85 degrees. The growth of cool season turf is stunted in the summer heat. Applying selective herbicides to the lawn to treat for weeds will likely do more harm than good. Sure, some people treat for weeds at night as the temperatures fall, but I don't think it's worth it. If you can wait it out, I think you'll be better off. Also, the heat will naturally kill off some common weeds like Poa annua. And there you have it. Follow these tips and your lawn will have a much better chance of staying green and healthy through the heat of summer. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to stay updated on new content. Thanks for watching.